Good evening. So my human hair extensions have arrived. They're really short. I knew they were going to be. I couldn't afford to get longer ones, but I got 3 different sizes, although they look quite similar in size. These are the thinnest, and then these are sort of the medium, and then these are the thicker ones. So I've started taking out my synthetic extensions, okay? And the reason I am swapping these out, these synthetic ones, is because this is my own hair, okay? This is how long my extensions are. It's because synthetics don't change, okay? Regular dreadlocks, they get lumpy and bumpy, and they change as you know, as my hair does. Now, I've already put one in, and that's this one here. That's how long it is. So they're going to be a lot shorter than what I'm used to, which means I'll have to cut Daryl's one because it's down to my ass. So I don't know, I might leave it just for the hell of it, but yeah. So this is one that I've taken the extension off of, and it comes down to there. So it literally just adds that on. So they're going to be short, which at the moment in this heat is quite nice. Which means it's going to rain tomorrow. So I'm using a small, this is a double pointed needle that I used to use for sock knitting, and I'm using that just to help me undo the, where I've got the synthetics in. Now, not all of these are synthetic extensions, these aren't, this is my hair, okay? This is my current hair down to about there. You can see where it's a bit lumpier, for example. And then this is an old extension from one of my previous sets. So these are all, you know, this is all my hair. I don't need to, oh, that's a synthetic that I've got just temporarily in. You know, I've already removed all the other ones. I thought I'd had that one as well, but I guess not. So what I am in the process of doing is removing, see this is that's synthetic, so I will remove that. So I'm going to remove all of these, and then over the course of sort of tonight and tomorrow, because I don't have anything else on, I am slowly going to put these other extensions back in. I don't know whether I'm going to put any of the synthetics in for bulk. I've kept 2 in because they go down the back and make it look slightly less bulky. Oh, blasted thing! They get stuck in your hair, and they don't want to come out. So I've got a mirror just underneath my computer screen to make it easier for me to see. Come on. I'll be careful I don't break a nail. These are just temporary ones. These are in for bulk. So I put these in a few weeks ago. This is one of the braids. I've got 3 like this, and I really like them, but they might end up being a little bit too long. So what I do is I find one that is human hair down to synthetics, and I can usually tell immediately where they are. That's my end of my hair there, you can see little lens, and then that's the end of the synthetic braid there. And I literally use my nail or the little needle, double pointed needle that I had in my hand just now, and I just pick at it. I don't mind that the end comes away fluffy. In fact, that's what I want, because that will help. Sorry, I'm still recovering from the cold. That will help me add the extension in. Sorry about that, it's an alarm. Okay, and what I can do is I can use the end of that and the end of one of these extensions, and I just basically dread them together. See, my hair, no matter how long I have them in, will never ever ever dread to those extensions, because those are not real hair, so they will never become a proper dreadlock, as it were. I'm probably going to get some nasty messages off of people who have synthetics. That is not anything against synthetic dreadlocks, it's just a point of fact. You know, there is always going to be a join between my dreadlock and a synthetic dreadlock, which there is not hopefully going to be a noticeable one between my human hair and that human hair. So yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this. Oh, this one's got a bit of a tail in that I seem to have sewn in. Yeah, I'm going to get on and remove these, and then I'm going to stop and have my dinner because it's late and I'm hungry. I'm talking to my daughter on the phone, and yeah, then what I'm going to do is start putting the new ones in. So sometimes where some of these have had like a longer tail on, it's you know, if they've had like a long thin tail, I sort of sew it up my own hair, which then makes it flipping impossible to pull the bloody thing out. Ugh. But that's fine because I'm not against cutting it and just leaving a little bit synthetic in there if it comes to it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not undoing a shed ton of my own dreadlock just to get all the synthetic out. Oh, I'm going to have that with a lot of these because I remember sewing the tails in. And that's something I've always done with extensions, is if they've got a tail, is I will sew the tail into my hair to make them stay that little bit better. I've done it with human hair and synthetics. Okay, that one's out. That's how quickly they come out if they're not sewn in. See, that one's mine. That one's Daryl's. That's an extension. I'll have the bead off of it. Because that's one that I bought from what's the name? One of the sellers on Etsy. I'm pretty sure it's joined in about there. See that massive loop? That's my hair. See, human hair will loop and bump like this to aid in the knotting process. Synthetics won't do that, won't ever do that. And 9 times out of 10 I can undo this with my nail. I just use the knitting needle if I'm having trouble sort of pulling a little bit out. There we go. This is going to feel so strange. That's it's a fake, but it's looped in. It's wrapped around that one, so I'm not going to worry too much about that at the moment. So in some places it will just tear out, and in others you might have to work at it. Another reason I will stop to eat dinner is because I washed my hair today and it's not it's still a little bit damp. Now this one is mine, but it's got a knot of hair at the top. So I'm going to use my crochet hook to try and just make that a little bit smoother. I think it was a thin bit and I've tried to rescue it, but it's sort of made this big knot now. But you can tell by the feel as well that they're not human hair, which, you know, it doesn't really bother me. They don't hold the water like human hair does when you wash it. The thints seem to dry quicker. Yeah, that's a human hair dread. That's a human hair dread. That's a human hair dread. That's not. But that's an extra wrapped around that human hair dread. Okay, that's fine. That's a human hair dread. That's a human hair dread, right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of... That's not. Okay. Take that bead out for now. I put my finger through whether it's joined, it just doesn't want to let go. See, some of them come out as easy as that, you know. Which to me just is not acceptable, because then I am constantly worrying about, has one of them come undone, have I dropped one, have I lost one, you know. So that one's still quite wet because it had the bead over where the join was, so it may be that I don't actually start putting new ones in until my hair's totally dry tomorrow. You can see where the dye hasn't taken, where it's been crocheted into the synthetic. Okay, I think that's all of them. So most of the ones on the back it's my hair. That's the two that are on mine. Yeah, I think I've got them all. The ones that are still in there are ones that are wrapped around. So, it doesn't look too dreadful. Yeah, I've not lost too much length, but yeah, this one is like... it's that much longer. I don't know whether to keep it or trim it. So I don't have huge amounts to do. I have, you know, that many. So yeah, I'd like to get them all in this evening, but you know, if I don't, then I don't. I'll do them tomorrow. That's no big deal. So yeah, but what I would do is where you see the fluffy bit, I will get really short it is, and then what I would do is I would use my comb to rough this up a little bit, so sort of back comb it a little bit, like so, just to give it a little bit of grip, because this is quite smooth for human hair. It better fucking be human hair. So I'm just doing it against my leg so it's a little bit easier. But the idea is that knotted hair or slightly back combed hair, because it has knots in it already, it will grip easier. So for example, let's take this one. These are roughly about the same So I've got some floof on that, as you can see, and some floof on that, and basically I'm going to dread the floof together. So I bring it up so that the floof will slightly overlap the dread itself, but yeah, the idea is basically to put the floof together. So I use my crochet hook, and then what I do is I come in here and then I start pulling the hairs into you've got to remember to turn it as you go. I badly need to do my roots. Okay, and it does start to come together. So basically what I'm doing is I'm dreading those two bits together. Sometimes this works great, other times it doesn't work very well. I need to start again. But somebody said to me you should do this for a living, and I'm like, I don't want to be fucking fart-arsing around with other people's hair as a job. I don't know how hairdressers do it. I sort of putting my hands in other people. It's like people that touch other people's feet. You know, reflexology and all that lot. And my nail tech does it. She does she does like feet therapy and that, and I'm like, how do you touch other people's feet? I feel kind of the same about other people's hair, you know. I know my hair's clean because I fucking washed it today, and I know what goes into my hair. Nothing. That's what goes into my hair. So, you know, don't know that about anybody else's though, do I? So as you can see, it's all starting to come together now.
I'm not sure I understand.
She must have thought, as you can see, meant her on. And another thing you can do to help encourage it to get together is palm roll it to within an inch of its life. It gives you that more of a shape. Now I can still feel that it's quite separated at the top, so I'm going to keep working on that. And by the top I mean the top of the extension. So you can see why I'm not going to get this all done in an evening, because it takes time. Excuse me. Well, it takes me time because I'm not hugely experienced. Well, I am, but you know, because I've had dreads for 10 years or so, but I haven't built up the speed with it because I don't do it enough. Okay. See? So it's still a little bit messy, so what I'll do is I'll keep pulling the hairs in until I'm 100% satisfied with it. And literally all I'm doing is the ends of the hairs, I'm pulling it inside the dread. This will help neaten it up, this will help lock it all together. You sort of do this like scooping motion like that. And it helps, sorry, itchy. It helps like pull it into the dread. So Now there's a little bit of a discrepancy in colour. Part of that is because last time I coloured it, this part of my hair was inside a synthetic, so I didn't bother, and partly because these are a little bit darker than I was expecting them to be, but there we go. Now, what I can do to help this thread together is actually stick a bead on it, because that will help the join thread. Obviously I don't want to put a bead on every single thread, so it is a question of making sure you get it right. Now you can see that's where my hair is. Once I chuck some more dye on this, it'll be fine. Okay, nice and strong. Now I've just got to do that about another 40 times. So yeah, but that's the length. I haven't gained a huge amount. I've literally gained about, what, 6 inches? But, you know, these other ones, this is my old hair. This is one of the new ones. And that's the other new one. So they don't look 100% like it yet, but after a while, once they've been washed a few times, it will, you know, it will hopefully loosen up and start to look a bit like the rest of my hair does. Sort of lumpy, bumpy, and a bit wild. So yeah, I'm going to spend the evening doing that. So it's now 11:45 and I've just finished. My thumb hurts because I caught it with the crochet hook a gazillion times. Yeah, you can't really see. Can you see the red mark there? Yeah. So it's a bit shorter than how it was before, and I'm not really sure which way this one wants to go. At the moment it wants to go that way, so I might encourage it to go that. I don't know. Yeah. I really need to do my roots again. It's blended in reasonably well. That is one of Daryl's. That's an old one as well of mine that for some reason I never dyed. I think because it's got the yarn in it. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with it. I think I've got them all. I think I actually put one in every single one. I'm expecting them to loosen a little bit because not all of them are in super tight. So they'll probably need replacing. But I've actually, I must have miscounted because I've got all these left. So I've got 7 of the really chunky ones, 6 of the, 5 of the medium, and 6 of the small. So I've actually got quite a few left. If I was thinking originally I could maybe extend the length on some of them, but I don't really think I need to. They're all of sort of reasonably good length compared to like the old ones. I've got the old one that's really short, but if I extend it, it's just going to look really long. So that's it from the front, and that's it from the back. Now, do I leave that really long one that's Daryl's, or do I trim it up? I like the fact it's long because it's noticeable, you know. So it's weird because it all feels a bit shorter than what it used to be. So yeah, I'm quite happy with it. I don't know that it's hugely noticeable where I sort of put them in. I think once I dye my hair again, once I darken all this up, I think I'll get a couple of bottles and make sure to bring the dye down to blend it that little bit better, and then it should be alright. I also tightened up a couple of these top ones, this one and this one especially, because it was looking a bit mucky. I actually do want that to learn to go that way, but then I'm actually like, I want to have it so that my dreads go whichever way I fling them, because they didn't before, and there are times when it's not convenient for them to go that way, and you know, some dread heads just seem to put them whichever way they want, so you know, I want to be able to sort of fling them about all over the place. That's the idea anyway. So yeah, Yeah, so tell me what you think. They're a bit stiff, as in, like, you know, they don't bend like regular hair does. But my second son bought me that years ago. But they will, as time goes past, they will soften up. They feel good. My head feels good. It doesn't feel stupidly heavy. My hair is dry after my shower today. I might wash them. Well, I don't know. See, would you rain for the rest of the week except for tomorrow? I might wash them in the morning just to see how well they cope with it. But then I might just leave them for a little while just to settle down a little bit. So, yeah. Yeah, really pleased with that. So, yeah. I managed to watch all of Bird Box, which I've never seen before, so that was quite good. Have you guys seen it? With Sandra What's-her-face from Speed. Yes, Bullock. Sandra Bullock, is that it? Is that right? Yeah. Anyway, I watched all of that. That was really good. I really enjoyed that. I've not seen it before. And I am, let me see, 43 minutes into Tombstone. I love Tombstone. Val Kilmer. I'll be your Huckleberry. So, yeah. I'm going to go to bed and watch the rest of it tomorrow because it is now midnight. I'm going to quickly chuck this up online so you guys get it tonight. And hopefully by morning you'll all have left me comments going, wow, you look fab. So have a good night. I will see you when I see you. Have a great time. No matter what it is that you're doing, don't forget to subscribe and comment and kisses and thumbs up and all of that business. And I'll see you next time. Take it easy, guys.